When they don't get their way, progressive liberals respond by exposing their own unquestionable racism. Liberals have been attacking Clarence Thomas since the moment he entered the government realm and showed that he had a mind of his own. Following the recent overturning of Roe v. Wade, instead of going after Justice Alito, who wrote the majority opinion, they set their sights directly on Clarence Thomas. But this is par for the course for him. We saw the liberal attack machine in full mode during his confirmation hearings in 1991, led by Senator Joe Biden, who was chairman of the committee at the time. They raked Justice Thomas over the clothes with a flimsy allegation by Anita Hill of sexual harassment, exactly what they did with Brett Kavanaugh, and it was a disgraceful act by the Congress.
Yesterday, I called my mother. She was confined to her bed, unable to work, and unable to stop crying. Enough is enough. Mr. Chairman, I am proud of my life, proud of what I've done and what I've accomplished, proud of my family. And this process is trying to destroy it all. Mr. Chairman, I am a victim of this process. My name has been harmed. My integrity has been harmed. My character has been harmed. My family has been harmed. My friends have been harmed. There is nothing this committee, this body, or this country can do to give me my good name back. Nothing. I will not provide the rope for my own lynching or for further humiliation.
The liberal criticism now is that Thomas has made it, so he's trying to shut the door on those behind him by removing such policies like affirmative action. I'm not sure they realize it, but all they are doing is implying that he could not have made it where he was if it wasn't for the help of white liberals. Leftists accuse Thomas of only gaining his positions because of his race, not his intellect. They continually attack free-thinking blacks, accusing them of being traitors to their race for not embracing policies that supposedly gave them their positions. Minorities are not allowed to think that they got where they are on their own, which is one of the most racist mindsets I've ever witnessed. What they don't understand with their whole argument against Thomas exposes their innermost belief that they truly think blacks are inferior. While lamenting over their white privilege, they basically maintain minorities can't get anywhere unless they are helped by the white man. The Democratic Party was started by a racist, fought for slavery, formed and used the KKK to oppress blacks into doing their bidding, and still continue with those ideas today. How can I say that? Easily. They demonstrate it anytime any free-thinking black person goes against the liberal agenda. Candace Owens, Ben Carson, Thomas Sowell, Allen West, Herschel Walker, I can go on and on. They accuse these individuals of hypocrisy in promoting conservative views only for their own personal gain, which in essence is saying, you're supposed to stay here on the Democratic Party plantation and we'll give you those gains in a reward for your party's enslavement.
Environment. This is a circus. It's a national disgrace. And from my standpoint, as a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
Almost immediately following the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the SCOTUS, liberals took to social and mainstream media to call Thomas the N-word and post extremely racist content about him. This is the left, ladies and gentlemen. During slavery, slave owners and their sympathizers in the government outlawed educating slaves because they understood a well-educated citizenry is extremely dangerous against a totalitarian regime. People who are educated know they want to be free. So I ask, is this any different than the liberal agenda today? Critical race theory, the grooming, the LGBTQ agenda, saying math is racist, saying using proper English is racist. How is that any different than trying to keep the black person down by telling him, if you do those things and you excel in those things, you're no better than a white man? Why did Joe Biden pride himself on purposely nominating a female black justice and praising the fact that she was black while ignoring Thomas's decades-long tenure on the court? In fact, they basically ignored the first black justice, Thurgood Marshall. Liberals insist during her nomination hearing that she was well qualified for the position. However, by their own admission, any black who gets to such position like that obtains it only with the help of the policies such as affirmative action. They wouldn't have achieved it on their own, according to the liberals themselves. So Ketanji Jackson Brown's appointment will always be overshadowed with the question of, was she truly qualified for that position? Or was she nominated because of her gender and her race? This is not only Thomas's exact point regarding the harm and degrading aspects of such policies. The problem exists because of the liberals. By their own criticisms of other minorities, as a black woman, Ketanji only got to the Supreme Court because they allowed it. But why would they do this? Because honestly, they don't care about empowering the black community. They only want the accolades and the virtue signaling points they receive from pretending to care, as well as building a permanent voting base. And to be honest, it's not just white liberals, it's black liberals too, like Whoopi Goldberg, Juan Williams, Al Sharpton, Samuel L. Jackson, and even the Chicago mayor Lori Lightfoot. She screamed from a stage the day after the overturning, F. Clarence Thomas. Unfortunately, all they are really doing is just carrying the water for their white liberal masters. If liberals can't take credit for lifting a black man up like Thomas, then that person should be shoved right back down the ladder and put back in his or her place. Clarence Thomas is one of the most brilliant minds we have ever had, at least in my time, on the Supreme Court. He rules by the Constitution and law, not by agenda and self-righteousness. God blessed us with such a man, and may he right now be inspiring many, many more minorities to stand up and think for themselves. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. You can find more information about American history, as well as thousands of links to articles that are there to fight against fake news and propaganda on my website, thefactspaper.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can see more videos when they are uploaded. Until next time.